Hello everybody, my name is Rituro. Welcome back to Canada, the true north, strong and free, as we review the season that was, and indeed the series that was, this little side project of mine. So let's start with the important stuff. The season that was, Seattle defeats DC United 1-0 to win MLS Cup. Damn dirty Sounders, but they won. And you gotta think Seattle was in fact a worthy winner of MLS Cup this year for the simple reason of, if we go back to, let's try that again. Let's go back to the Western Conference semifinal. A 7-7 on aggregate penalty shootout win by Seattle. 5-2 for Colorado in the first leg, 5-2 Seattle in the second leg. That's an instant classic right there. So you gotta think the team that wins that, they might deserve to win MLS Cup. I mean, we don't like it because, again, dirty Flounders, but there you have it. There is your MLS Cup winner, the Seattle Sounders. Over in the head coach movement over the course of the season, quite a few coaches went back and forth, I should say. Colin Miller gone from Columbus back in September. He is now at, if you can believe it, Chicago, having taken over for Frank Yallop. Caleb Porter left LA after the players lost confidence in him. He was replaced by Peter Vermees in October. October also saw the loss of Thomas Rongen and Frank Yallop. Rongen leaving New England and being replaced by Dave Deere. Of course, we talked about Yallop leaving Chicago. In Toronto in November, Ziggy Schmid retired. The long-serving coach retired, replaced by Manny Lagos from Minnesota United. Frank Klopas was also fired from Philly, it would appear. That's Klopas, not Yallop. Sorry, I don't know why I got confused there. Frank Klopas fired from Philly, replaced by Ben Olsen. Colin Clark fired from Sport Kansas City, replaced by Jay Heaps, and Jason Kreis has just been let go from NYCFC, so he lasted for 2 years longer than he did in real life. I still can't believe that happened, but such is the movement of head coaches. Let's go to the awards. Player of the Year. The goalkeeper of the year went to Quentin Westberg, who I did not vote for. I voted for Zach McMath. Defender of the year, Chris Clutie, deserving winner. Best 11, no Vancouver players whatsoever. Westberg, Sheru, Schuler, Soares, Ramirez, Magno Cruz, Discarud, Placencia, MPG, Javinko, and Darigo. Darigo actually the Golden Boot winner, and Javinko, of course, the MVP. No shocker there whatsoever. On Coach of the Year, I was nowhere near it. Giovanni Zavaris for the Impact, great season. Followed by Pablo Mastroeni in Seattle and Martin Rennie in DC. You may commence laughing now. Comeback Player of the Year, Clutie. Goal of the Year to Maidana. Golden Boot again, that went to Darigo with his 22 goals, I should say. Very nice haul by him. Breaking the string of 3 in a row by Innocent Emigara. Newcomer of the Year, Omar Coley in Seattle, the 25-year-old Gambian. 32 appearances at left back, 7.08, pretty darn good. Humanitarian of the Year, Chris Seitz, the Portland goalkeeper, followed by Tally Hall and Sean Franklin. Referee of the Year, Jorge Gonzalez, followed by Mark Geiger and Daniel Fitzgerald. As I said, Javinko the MVP, followed by Juninho and Torres, which is actually how my voting went, exactly in that order, so good for me. The Individual Fair Play Award went to Mike Webb. And the Team Fair Play for the third time in 4 years to Vancouver. So, woo! We did it! We're the most fair! And hey, it actually calls us Canadian. There's something nice you don't see very often, due to the way that the league is coded. Usually Vancouver shows up as American, but no, we showed up as Canadian. Hooray! We did it! Hooray for us! Woo! So that's the season that was. Let's take a look at the club that was. Because again, this whole project was to see, could Vancouver consistently compete if they embraced the fact that they were Canadian, treated Americans like internationals, and built a Canadian squad. The irony is we still have an American captain, but whatever. Point is, we started 2014, 14th place. Not good. Then 8th, then 7th, which is pretty good improvement. And then this year, of course, 5th. So year over year, 8th. So that's in the West, 10th. So we regressed a little bit, 8th, 7th, 10th. The point is, we still were in the playoffs every year, other than our horrible start to this whole save file. But the fact that they were able to consistently get into a playoff spot once we got there We were able to win trophies. Heck, we even won our Champions League group this year. So we at least competed. We stayed competitive. That is the whole goal of this. Could we remain competitive? And we did. So thank you very much. Looking at the squad itself, we have a very Canadian squad here. As we looked at our registration file every single time, we know. In fact, we only have one player in the normal MLS rules except an international spot. So we built a very good domestic side. Carducci, Viscosi, Gasparotto, Morgan, Piet, Findlay, Bustos, Zavaris, Follett, Henry, Bunbury, technically, Froze, Clark, Sejan, Jordan, Muhammad, Zarahovic, was he a... Yes, Zarahovic, Alderson, I don't think Nguyen was, no, Vinti, Franzo, Cambert, I think O'Hanlon and Flynn were American, and they are. Pander. Matzi, no, he's Peruvian, never mind. Lavery is technically Canadian, though again, he's playing for Northern Ireland right now. So looking at this squad, so many players are Canadian, not just players. Viscosi is a capable right back. Carducci's a starting goalkeeper and then some. Gasparotto is a wall at the back. Morgan's fallen off a bit. Piet's looking great and is being courted by clubs overseas. Findlay is a stud defender. Bustos, great on the left. Zavaris has got some room to grow, but he was our top goal scorer with 10 goals. Having created this squad, and it's young too. A very young squad. Morales at 32 is the oldest. And after him, we got a couple of 27-year-olds. Yeah, it's a young squad, which is good. It's got room to grow. It's got room to get better. That's what you want when you're building a squad. So on the whole, that we've done this well with this young of a squad proves that it's possible in FM at least. In the real world, probably not. But we got what we needed out of this, and that's proof that this could work. Very happy with it. So looking at our club history in competitions. We look at the league positions. There we go. So 11th in the Shield, 1st in the Shield. That was our highest league position. See, at one point we were leading the Shield. That's hilarious. But the fact that we did it is all that matters. As you can see, we improved. And that's all I think we really can say about this club. As long as we continue to improve, and I believe with this trajectory, a little bit of a bit back this year, but we will bounce back. And I have no doubts that we're reading continue to save file, this squad would indeed prove that you can build a Canadian squad in Canada and be competitive. Take note, everybody, it is possible. That's going to do it for Strong and Free, everybody. Thank you so much for following along with this series. This is my final Football Manager 2015 series. It's time to move on to Football Manager 2016, and I hope you'll join me there. Once again, my name is Rituro. I'm from Canada, the true north, strong and free. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you in FM16.